Before we start, I want you to think about a moment when you were speaking English and suddenly you stopped.
You knew the idea in your mind, but the words didn't come out.
Maybe you wanted to say, I have been busy, but you said, I am busy before, and then you felt embarrassed. If that has happened to you, I understand you.
Yes, this confusion is very common, especially with words like be, been, and being. They look similar, they sound similar, but they are used in different ways.
And today, we will make it simple, very simple. By the end of this episode, you will understand how to use these words naturally in daily conversation. And if you enjoy learning English this way, don't forget to follow this podcast and share it with someone who is also learning English.
All right, let's begin with something important. All three words, be, been, and being, come from one verb. The verb is to be.
To be is one of the most important verbs in English. We use it to talk about identity, feelings, conditions, and situations. For example, I am happy. She is tired. They are ready.
Now, let's start with the first form, be. Be is the base form of the verb. We often use be after modal verbs like will, can, should, must, may, might.
For example, I will be there. You should be careful. She can be very funny. They must be tired.
Let's imagine a real conversation. Friend, are you coming to the party tomorrow? You, yes, I will be there.
Another example, mother, please be quiet. The baby is sleeping.
Notice, sometimes be is also used in commands. Be careful, be patient, be honest.
Good point. Now let's move to the second word, been. Many learners feel nervous about been, but actually it's not difficult. Been is the past participle form of be. We usually use it with have, has, or had.
For example, I have been busy. She has been sick. They have been waiting. We had been there before.
Let's talk about meaning. When you say, I have been busy, you mean in the past until now you were busy. Maybe you are still busy now or you just finished.
Exactly. Here's a real-life situation. Friend, why didn't you answer my message? You, sorry, I have been working all day.
Another example, I have been learning English for 2 years. This means you started in the past and you continue now.
Yes, this is very common in English. Now let's move to the third form, being. Being is the continuous form of be. We use it when we want to describe behavior that is happening right now or temporarily.
For example, he is being rude. She is being helpful. You are being quiet today.
This is important. If I say he is rude, it means his personality is rude. But if I say he is being rude, it means right now his behavior is rude. Maybe normally he is polite.
Yes, that difference is very powerful. Let's imagine a situation. Teacher, why are you being so noisy today? Student, sorry, teacher.
Another example at home. Wife, why are you being so serious? Relax. Husband, I'm just tired.
Now let's do a short conversation using all three forms naturally. Listen carefully. Hey, you look stressed. What's wrong?
I have been very busy this week.
Work?
Yes, and my manager is being very demanding.
That sounds difficult, but things will be better soon.
I hope so. I just need a break.
So in that conversation, we heard have been busy, is being demanding, will be better.
That's real English. Now let's go deeper with more examples so you feel comfortable.
Imagine you are planning your weekend. You can say, I will be at home on Saturday. I will be busy in the morning. I will be free in the evening.
Now imagine you're talking about your past days. I have been tired lately. I have been thinking about you. I have been trying to improve my English.
And for behavior happening now, you are being very kind today. He is being childish. They are being helpful.
Now let's talk about common mistakes learners make. One mistake is mixing forms. For example, I am been tired. That is incorrect.
Correct sentence, I have been tired.
Another mistake, he is be happy.
Correct, he will be happy or he is happy.
Another mistake, she being rude.
We need the helping verb. She is being rude.
Good. Now let's do a short story using these forms naturally.
Last month, I met an old friend. I asked him, "Where have you been?" He said, "I have been traveling for work." I noticed he looked tired. He said, "My boss is being very strict these days." Then he smiled and said, "But things will be easier next month."
That story shows how naturally these words are used in conversation.
Now I want to talk about confidence, because grammar alone is not enough.
Many learners know grammar, but they don't speak. They feel afraid.
Maybe you think, my English is not perfect. People will judge me. I will make mistakes.
But listen carefully. Nobody speaks perfectly, even native speakers. Mistakes are normal. Mistakes mean you are learning.
The biggest problem is not mistakes. The biggest problem is silence.
Yes. If you speak, you improve. If you wait for perfect English, you may never speak.
So start simple. You can say, I have been busy. I will be there. You are being nice.
Simple sentences, strong communication. Now, let's imagine another daily life conversation.
Hey, why didn't you come yesterday?
I'm sorry, I have been feeling sick.
Oh no, are you okay now?
Yes, I'm better. I will be fine tomorrow.
Good. Take care of yourself.
Thanks, you're being very kind.
See? Natural English again.
Before we finish, let's review everything clearly.
Be, base form, often after modal verbs. Example, I will be happy.
Been, past participle, with have, has, or had. Example, I have been busy.
Being, continuous form, describes behavior happening now. Example, she is being helpful.
If you remember these three ideas, you will already sound more natural in English.
And remember, learning English is not about being perfect. It's about being brave.
Yes, brave enough to speak, brave enough to try, brave enough to make mistakes.
You are improving every day, step by step, word by word.
And we are happy to be part of your English journey.
If you enjoyed this episode, follow the podcast and share it with a friend who wants to speak English confidently.
Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.